guys, it's Danielle here, back with another video, and today I'm going to be telling you guys kind of a story and just kind of explaining to you guys some things, so yeah, love that for me. This is kind of a little bit of a more serious video than a fun video. It makes me sad because I love filming a fun video for you guys, but today it's gonna be a little bit of a little like sad video. I'm gonna get started with that. I hope you guys enjoy this video and I hope that this kind of helps some of you guys out. You know what I mean? Okay, yeah, so let's get into it.
Hey, yeah, I know they always talk about us. Haters out here really doing too much. Talk too much, online too much.
Okay, so first things first, the whole reason why I'm making this video is because I've been seeing a lot of comments about, Danny, you look like you've gained weight, you look like you're like fat now, like all this stuff. And me being a teenage girl, obviously I get very insecure about that because I'm like, am I fat? Like, you know, like why would they be saying that? You know, stuff like that. I don't let the hate get to me, so it doesn't get to me, but it was kind of just in a way where it was like, am I really like gaining weight or like what's going on? And I'm going to be honest with you. Yes, I have gained some weight over the summer, and it wasn't just because I was eating bad, it wasn't because I wasn't working out, it was literally because of stress, like all because of stress. When I say that, I mean, I was so stressed out, I just didn't know what to do. I was just kind of like, I was in a very like depressed moment. I wouldn't call myself depressed. I'd just say that I was going through a very hard time. And of course, I mean, I'm still like, you know, getting over those things, but I am happy now, you know, like I've definitely become better. But I wanted to make this video really to kind of, I almost want it for you guys to grow with me. And for you, if you're going through what I was going through, I want you to be able to grow with me and get better just like I'm trying to get better. So all of that, obviously, the point is that everybody knows kind of the situation that happened this summer, but nobody really knows the true story behind that. And everybody's kind of just like, oh, you went through a breakup, you're fine. The breakup isn't the part that I'm sad about. It's more the part, I've moved on, I'm happy with my life, I'm happy with my boyfriend, you know, like all of that. Nothing to do with like me missing somebody, don't take this the wrong way, please. But it really had to do with that I went through something that no teenagers should have to go through. And that's what I was going through. Kind of sum this all up and really explain to you what I was going through is, okay, this is like, so hard to say because like, I hate talking about sad things, you know, like it's just not me, you know, like I don't want to talk about sad things, I want to talk about happy things, I want to make people happy. But at the same time, we live in a life where being sad is normal, you know, like everybody's sad at some points, and I think that you need to embrace it when you're sad because nobody is perfect, nobody is always happy, you know. And I think me having followers and me having a whole platform where I can talk to you guys is so helpful because I can actually explain how I feel, and you guys probably feel the same way too sometimes. And I want to take that as, like I said, for you guys to grow with me. So even though it's kind of uncomfortable for me to talk about this, I think that it will definitely help a lot of you guys out. So this is why I'm doing it, because I love you guys. So this summer, basically some things happened. I'm not gonna go into that, but I was just kind of at home, you know, just chilling, getting over a breakup, you know, already sad as is. I hate saying this because it's just so like, it's so weird to talk about. Like it's literally just like bringing me back to that moment where I was like so scared, you know, so yeah. So we get like banging on our door, it's like 10 o'clock at night, and it's the police accusing me of stealing a dog and a cat. Like when I say crazy stuff, like that's crazy. Like I'm a 15-year-old girl just like having fun with my friends. Like just trying to get out of a stage where I was and trying to get over a breakup. And you know, when you're young, you take breakups very seriously because you know you're still growing up. You don't know how to act from a breakup, especially a whole year or two with that person. You're very like sad, you know, you don't know what to do. So I was very like, I was still coping with that. And they're banging on my door accusing me of stealing an animal. Like, imagine being me in this second, having cops banging on your door at 10 o'clock at night, and you're just like I don't understand, like, what is going on right now? I was so stressed out because I was like, what am I doing wrong? Like what am I doing? Like, people are literally like staging me right now, telling people that I stole their dogs and their cats. Like, if you know me, I would never do anything like that in my life. This wasn't true. It wasn't true, and the cops found out that it wasn't true, but the fact of having cops showing up at your house is already scary as is, and being accused of something like that is a big deal. And I literally was being accused of something like that, and I don't like to tell people this because it's like an embarrassing story for me, you know, like I don't want to have to tell people that. This is one of the first things that happened in the summer that really like kind of like really put me like down, because I was just like, what is happening? And then we got a note on our door, and it was like, dear like Miss Archambault, which is my mom, we have to come and have a tour of your house and talk to your whole family because you're being investigated by Child Protective Services for abusing, doing all this stuff to your kids. I hate telling this because it's so messed up that somebody would even call on a parent that they know isn't doing anything wrong. My mom, I'm gonna be honest, yeah, she does get mad at me. Like, she'll get mad at me and stuff, and like, you know, like she'll like ground me and stuff, and like I won't have my phone for a couple days, and like I won't be able to hang out with friends in a couple days. But my mom has never laid her hands on me. She's never like talked to me disrespectfully. Like, you know, she talks to me how any mother would when they're mad, but that's normal. She's like, she doesn't do anything bad to me. She doesn't tell me to post things. She doesn't do all of that. And so we're just like, what the heck? And so the whole week, my mom's like, well, like, she's like, they're gonna come and interview you. I didn't really know what to do because I was like, an interview? Like, I was like, Mom, like, what? Like, why do they need to interview me? And my mom, like, she didn't really tell me everything because, you know, like, she was just like, when you get here, just answer their questions and we'll see what happens. Like I had to see my mom crying every day. Like, I was crying, my brother was crying, my grandma was crying, like, everybody was just crying because they didn't know what was happening. Like, my mom was at the risk of losing me and my brother for something she didn't even do. And I know this happens to a lot of people. I've heard so many stories about people getting investigated by Child Protective Services, the cops, all of that, because people call on them, and that's not right because you're affecting somebody else's family. And I would post being like looking so happy, but in reality I wasn't, and I think that's what was really hard for me. It was just a really sad time for my whole family. And when it came to the day of the investigation, they wanted a tour of the house, so my mom was like, yeah, just pick up your room, you know, make it look nice, whatever. Because, you know, like, when people are coming over, my mom's always like, pick up your room. So she was just like, just pick up your room like you would for like a friend coming over. And I was just like, okay. So I just like picked up my room and stuff, and we didn't really clean the house that much. We just kind of left it as is because my house is usually pretty clean. Like, we don't really ever have it messy, you know. The only time it's messy is when we leave my dog and my cat alone because they tear up the house, but you know, when we're home, it's okay. So anyway, they like came to the house, they like talked to me, they were asking me like the most uncomfortable questions, and I was just like, no, like what? Crazy stuff. We did end up passing it because they didn't see anything wrong, and they were like, we can so tell you're not lying. Like, you know, like they have to do lie detector tests, they have to do all of that, and we passed it. But also during the time that we were at VidCon, we came back to my house, and my house had been broken into. And my mom has like books and stuff with like my baby pictures, my brother's baby pictures, you know, our birth certificates, all of that. And when we got back, that was all destroyed, like all ripped up, like everywhere, all over her room. And there was a knife on her door. Somebody had smashed her door open. I don't want to show the pictures because it's just like scary, you know, and I don't want you guys to see that. The first thing we did was we went in her room because we saw the knife. So we were worried. We were like, is somebody in here? Like, what's going on? We were looking, and that was like terrifying because knowing the fact that like somebody, some like crazy person was in my house going through my stuff. Like, that's just scary. My room was destroyed. I had to get a new bed. I had to get a new dresser, like everything. Like, my whole room was just destroyed. Like, my clothes were thrown everywhere. Like, crazy stuff. I don't know what the person was looking for. I have an idea of who did it, you know, because they did fingerprints and all of that, but I'm not gonna say that. And, the kitchen, there was stuff thrown everywhere. The bathrooms, everything. It looked psycho in my house. Like, it literally looked like a tornado had just came through my house. Went through my mom's and my stuff. So like after that, we had the cops come. Again, the cops were at my house, searching my house to see if they could find fingerprints. And you know, yeah, so that happened. Just not gonna tell you guys about that. But then it was really hard for me to sleep because I was like, bro, like somebody was in my house. They were going through my stuff. They know where I live. Like, I'm like scared right now to even go to sleep. And at the time, we had friends staying with us because my mom was like, I want friends with you right now. Like, I don't want you to have to be alone during this. And one of them was actually Cohn and Cam and another friend. But we didn't sleep for a straight like 2 weeks, I would say. I'm finally just now getting comfortable like sleeping in my house. And we would like hear things in the middle of the night, and we would get up and like Connor would be like Danny, stay inside, don't go outside. And one night I followed him out there because I was like, I want to see if somebody's actually messing with us or are we just crazy. And we went outside, and there was this car, and it was like, it pulled out so fast of our driveway and sped so fast off. I've never seen a car drive that fast before. So it was like somebody was trying to break in, and we witnessed that. And I didn't even get to see the faces or anything. I just got to see the car, and I was like what? And then another night we went outside, and we saw like a shadow of somebody in our backyard. We saw people through our windows in our backyard in like hoodies and stuff. And it was literally to the point where people were messing with us so bad. Like, I was having stuff thrown at my balcony door while I was just in here in the middle of the day, like rocks being thrown, like crazy stuff. Like, I didn't even want to sleep in my house anymore. I was so scared. Like, my mom was literally spending so much money on hotels and stuff so that we could just be out of the house. And not to mention, after the break-in, my dog was even acting weird. Like, so I lock my cats in my room because my room is like the master bedroom, so it's really big. So when we like leave for the night, usually we only leave the cats like alone for like a night or two at the most. I'll put them in my room, and I put their beds out with all their toys, all of that. Also, when the break-in happened, they weren't in the room, which I hate that because I put them in the room for a reason, because I have a patio, they can go outside, you know, they're Bengal cats. I want them to be able to like go outside and stuff. So I always do that for them, and well, that's not how it was this time. They were let out. My dog was acting so weird, like every noise he would like shake, and that's not like my dog. Like, even though he's tiny, he like thinks he's like the biggest dog ever and can fight any dog. So I mean, yeah, I was so scared. Like, all of this going on, like I didn't even know like what to do. Like, it was a crazy time. So yeah. Then we were getting phone calls from the LAPD that we needed to go in to talk to the police. This was like 4 times too. Like, this happened like 4 times where we had to go in and talk to the police. Like, that's how many times people like called on us, and it was the same person calling over and over again. And then one day we went to the police office because they had called us again, and it was kind of like the main police person. He's like, well, since you guys are being called on so much, I'm gonna talk to you guys. And he talked to us and he was like, you know what? He's like, this was at the end of summer. He's like, I'm gonna put a stop to this. He's like, nobody's calling on you guys anymore. He's like, because I can see, he's like, you guys have been investigated by the police. You guys have been investigated by Child Protective Services. You guys have been investigated by everybody. You guys have had break-ins, all this stuff happened. They're like, it's not adding up. They were like, somebody's trying to mess with you guys. And so they were like, you know what, we're not gonna even acknowledge any more phone calls that we get. They were still getting phone calls, but they didn't acknowledge it. And so that just doesn't, I'm not even gonna go into the other stuff because I don't really want to, because it's just kind of really, really personal. But also not to mention, during all of this that was happening, I was going through a major heartbreak because it was like, you know, like my first, you know, love. And his parents made us break up, you know? So like, it was really hard for me to cope with that. You know, we didn't really get to break up ourselves and all of that. So it was really hard for me to cope with that. While all this was happening, I was such in like a stage where I just like didn't know what to do at all. But I'm happy now. But doesn't mean that I'm completely happy. I'm just happy in some things. I still have like breakdowns all the time. Like I literally had one yesterday. Love that. So anyways, if that doesn't explain how crazy my summer was, I don't know what does. Basically, to kind of sum that all up, I want to take that as I went through a lot and I want to grow from that. So I'm definitely going to be like working on myself, you know, working out, eating better, all of that. My boyfriend's going to help me, you know, all of that. And we're just going to like get better, you know, like, because summer's over. We need to get over that. We need to get better, all of that. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to take you guys on this journey with me and to getting better. And if you are in my stage that I'm in, I want you guys to do this with me and get better with me. So I definitely hope you guys enjoyed watching this. I hope you guys enjoyed hearing about my crazy summer because it was for sure crazy. And I hope that we can all get through this together. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Oh, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, tap the bell, all that fun stuff, and I'll see you guys next time.